Hello there, welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. My name is Jadiel. Kabiro, ready for today's political conversation. I'm joined by the one and only Herman Manyora. Sir, karibu kwenye set.
Asante, asante.
You look great today, full of energy.
Nashukuru Mungu.
Naam. Tunde Kiswahili ama
any language.
Yoyote iko sawa. Today's political conversation, we'll speak about everything that happened over the week with regards to politics in the country. But first things first, Prof, masks are gone now. CS Mutahi Kagwe is saying it's time for us to remove the mandatory face wearing thing.
Outside, not within buildings, not in supermarkets, of course, not in matatus. So, but when you are just walking outside, nobody will ask you for a mask. But make your own judgment.
This is a good thing. We're seeing China, a city being put on a lockdown. So
we are not completely out of the. We need to be a little careful. Continue being careful, washing your hands, sanitizing where possible, putting on a mask. Keep a mask on you even when you are not wearing one. You could get into situations where you need, and you don't have it.
Sometimes you get into a room and
someone is coughing. And the people have been selling everywhere are now running out of business, so you not get. If you have a coat, keep a mask.
I think mine is somewhere.
Keep your mask there all the time.
Mine is not
even
around.
when you are not wearing it. You could get to a situation where you need it.
Okay.
Secondly, very important is that doctors are not telling us this. I hope that they say it much more loudly. You know, the body has become a little weak. So if you expose it to dust and everything, suddenly, for those of us who have been using masks all the time, you could get into a little problem. So do it gradually.
Oh, yeah. Not just once.
Not just, now everywhere you go, wherever you are going without a mask, check. Very dusty places, slowly the body will begin to readjust.
Okay, let's get into politics. Yes. Raila Odinga has been summoned by NCIC over his madoa-doa remarks in Wajir. In a tweet, you said, words have no connotative meaning outside their context. Madoa-doa in Eldoret is different in meaning from madoa-doa in Wajir. When you look at what the summon, should he have been summoned? Because one side is saying you summoned Linturi, summoned Raila. For
two reasons he should not have been summoned. One, somebody was summoned over the same and he was let free. So if somebody says madoa-doa, you summon him and you say you have nothing to charge him over, why would you summon another person? Secondly, the word madoa-doa, just like any other word, has its meaning. Madoa-doa simply means patterns of different colors on a fabric, or a skin or a hide. That's madoa-doa. See, ata ngombe na madoa-doa maridadi. That is his meaning. But when you give a word a special meaning, then it can only be understood within a context. So politically, in the context of politics, madoa-doa means if we are in a certain region, we are saying madoa-doa are those few people who will not be with the mainstream. If everybody in a certain region is voting in a certain way, that maybe 6 piece, it used to be 3 piece. Those who are not, who are defying that order could be seen to be madoa-doa. You see? But within the same context, if you now utter it in Eldoret, there is a sub-context. Within the political understanding of how we use madoa-doa, it has a different meaning. A word, you do not give a word a meaning yourself when you utter it or when you write it. The people who read what you have written, the people who listen to you, provide them also the meaning to that word. What does it mean to them when you say madoa-doa in Eldoret? You evoke memories. You touch very raw nerves. I have seen people using the word nigger. Nigger has done that. You see on Facebook, on social media. Don't you use nigger, you young boys? If, for example, an American politician, say a minister or something, that word just ilitoka kibahati mbaya kwa mdomo yake nigger. As soon as the word is in public domain, he will have resigned in America. Okay? In Rwanda, let's not mention things like cockroaches. There are certain things you can't utter even in Germany. They may not be legal, but you return people where they want to forget. So words have special meanings. So what Linturi said in Eldoret, madoa-doa, that is terrible. I don't even expect IEBC to clear it.
But when you look at Raila,
that is the innocent, the political madoa-doa that you can apply anywhere.
But he knew it's being televised. He knew.
Listen, I'm going to come to that. There will also be a certain place, not necessarily Eldoret, where there are minorities. And those minorities seem to be voting in a certain way. Now, when you utter madoa-doa, you seem to be threatening them. You'll feel you make them feel threatened. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be careful, and that brings me now to Raila. As a senior politician, he should have known such words are not good to utter. They don't have the impact you get when Linturi utters the word in Eldoret. But still, it's a word you want to avoid. Yeah.
So
if you are Raila.
He knew it's going to be televised, still chose to use the same word.
It's a word that you do not. That's why in developed countries, you are always with your advisors. You are always surrounded with experts are always with you. They would have told Raila, for example, when you go out, certain words must be avoided. The moment this Madoadoa thing came, they should have advised him, never ever utter such a word. But it's an innocent word in the context in which Raila uttered it. Very innocent.
Should he apologize then?
Well, you might, because some people are making noise that why not, why Linturi, why Raila. But that's actually being very simple, very simplistic.
Should he apologize?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should apologize because the way it has been taken. If you ask me, it's an innocent word. In my culture, where I come from, during trick circumcision, we circumcise our boys in the river. There's a forest there. After that, we take them to where they are going to be in seclusion in yet another forest. Between the river and the forest where they are going to live for a month, we make sure people who are not initiated in our ways do not see them. So we keep saying, chunga madoadoa, that anybody who is not initiated within the trick culture should not set his eyes on our initiates. You know. So we use madoadoa. It's a very innocent use at that time. So it's an innocent word, even in politics. Three-piece suit. Madoadoa is quite innocent. But when you are in Eldoret, it reminds people of a very bad thing. And therefore, although it may be innocent to use Madoadoa in Vihiga, where I come from, in terms of politics, as a statesman, a person of Raila's standing should avoid using that word.
You know, I wanted to ask you, because in Linturi's side, you were so angry about what he said.
Because it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It can cause a lot of harm.
Okay.
Yes. You are standing on the graves of people and uttering it.
Is this damaging Raila,
No,
going on a podium and saying such a thing?
That's a small matter. It's extremely small. From a legal point of view, it's rubbish.
If Ruto says it, you probably say something different. Yeah.
It will depend on where he's saying it. If he said in Eldoret, I would say as much.
It's all about context.
Yeah. It's context. A word like that it has no meaning outside context. It's empty. It means nothing. It reverts to its original meaning. And it may not then apply. It collapses in meaning because it has no legs on which to stand if you remove it from context. A word only has meaning, universal meaning understood by everybody, before you remove it where it is used and give it a special meaning.
Okay.
Once you give a word a special meaning, it cannot have any meaning unless the context is applied.
Should NCIC be there then?
No,
they are summoning. Are they failing in their mandate?
No, these are good people. Let them earn a salary. But there's nothing they are doing. Because they are Kenyans, they are good. Some of them are old people. They are people who respect sometimes. Let them just earn a salary, draw allowances, but that they are doing anything, forget. There's nothing they're doing.
So you're saying we cannot deal with hate speech, even NCIC
you
being
can't
there?
deal with hate speech. And this country has been progressively doing something about it. Progressively.
How?
The constitution, the laws. You know, we have come from far. From the days people used to be very crude with the tribalism and threatening others. The laws are such that you can be put in jail. ICC came and it has stemmed people's tongues. But to prosecute hate speech, it is difficult. Why? Words are slippery. Because you'll be relying on the meaning of a word. And the words by their very nature are so slippery. Ruben Dolo alisema watu waweke tile, which he meant wachomwe. But asema no. Sema waweke tile kwa barabara gari zipite. Words by their nature are so slippery. To be able to arrest the meaning you want, to successfully prosecute somebody, is difficult. However, it is possible if you use experts.
Okay.
If you use linguists, if you use experts in communication, they can help you successfully prosecute. Yeah. We can help you with the training we have to prosecute successfully. Yeah.
You know, when you look at Raila's campaign trail, it seems to be making some slips. There's a time he forgot where he was in a campaign rally, and they came to tell him there was that conversation. Right now, he's making a lot of madoa-doa. Is he getting good advice from his people? Are there things that he's missing on his side?
A campaign takes a toll on the people. More so on the candidate. And there will be these slips. We only seem to have noticed them on Raila because of his advanced age.
Oh.
But it takes a toll on all of us. Yeah.
So he has a disadvantage because of age.
You can see a politician leaving the podium. Instead of going to his car, he's opening another car. But if it is a frail Hillary Clinton, almost looking like collapsing, fainting, it will have an impact. But if a strong candidate like Obama even fainted, it will be nothing. So if Raila was, for example, God forbid, even just slightly feel dizziness, it will be catastrophic. But if Ruto maybe felt dizzy and somebody took him down and he sat, it will be normal. So the focus is more on Raila because of age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something else happening in his camp, One Kenya Alliance, Kalonzo Musyoka. Raila said Azimio is for the willing. You know, was this a good statement coming from his side, even though people are urging him to bring Kalonzo on board?
It goes back to where I'm saying. You see, the problem with us, we do not value professionals. You need to have experts to advise you what to say, what not to say. Because the moment Mudavadi parted ways with Oka and said all the things he said about Raila, it was always possible that Raila will say something about Mudavadi. A good expert and advisor will tell him, keep off. Just talk nice things about Mudavadi. Same with Kalonzo. We know he's being an irritant, but let's not show it in the public. Let's tell him to his face in a boardroom. But in the public, you lose more than you gain by saying, we can do without him. No, you don't say like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you look firm, you look confident, you sound confident, you say we can win, you know, but you do not speak disparagingly against somebody like Kalonzo Musyoka. Because he could get annoyed and move the other side. They would just say, okay, if you people think you can run this country on your own, fine, go ahead. Me, I'm going to say Ikuru. And the campus can turn and vote for Ruto. So it's a very delicate thing. You have to be very careful.
Does Kalonzo hold that much sway in the country's
of course
politics
he does,
if he goes to Ruto?
You know, let's not pretend. Ngilu, Kibuda Kibwana, Alfred Mutua, combined they don't have the power Kalonzo has as an individual. It's the truth of Kenyan politics. He has a lot of power. He may not necessarily tell campus, let's walk to Ruto and they follow him. I'm saying the circumstances. If your reference to him is interpreted to mean you are ridiculing Kalonzo and therefore the campus, they can act in anger. And therefore you be very careful. Much as he's irritating you, your advisors should tell you what to say, what not to say, how to say it. About when in reference to Kalonzo. This is a very sensitive period. You know, even if he doesn't come, you'll still win. You'll move on. Let it get to a point where you tried your best and he didn't come. Now you're dealing with the situation without him.
Okay.
And even then, if he goes it alone, don't talk bad things about him. Because with Ngilu and Kibuda Kibwana and Mutua, you'll still get sizable amount of Kamba votes, even if Kalonzo were to stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should now the conversation on Kalonzo, should he be left in the boardrooms? Should Raila say anything about him? Because he
No. If you say something, say good things. Kalonzo, we have worked together. Come, let's complete this journey. Yeah. Let's complete this journey together. We started it.
Okay.
Victory is in sight. It's in hand. Here it is. Come, let's do it. Don't say anything bad.
Will he bring anything big to have said about if he goes to Raila, to Ruto's side?
Yes.
He might, because of irritation, take the canvas to that side. But what if he goes to Raila?
If he goes to Raila again, it depends on how he goes. If he just takes a walk from Sheikulu to Azimio, Bond or wherever, it may not be very positive. It is how do you engineer Kalonzo's entry into Azimio. It's very critical. And that's why I'm saying also, this is how experts come in. You need expert advice. You need to brainstorm. You need to be in a room thinking about it. It's not just a question of pushing him to come. Yes, he can come. But come in such a way he looks so weak, so miserable, so depleted and finished that you may not gain much from him.
Okay.
You need to engineer his entry into Azimio in such a way he doesn't look bad. So that the face is, he is left with a face.
Okay.
So that he can get the votes for you.
Okay, let's wind the conversation there. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's political conversation. My name is Jadiel Kabiro here with Herman Manyora. If you haven't sent your video analysis about who's going to become the next president, why you think Herman Manyora is wrong on Raila or Ruto, send in at Herman Manyora, hermanmanyora22@gmail.com. The WhatsApp number down below. Send in your articles at Nairobi Review Limited at gmail.com. Have a good day.